I'm your host, Ardell Vio, and I am incredibly excited to talk about this topic. It is something that is so near and dear to my heart. I have a lot of experience with talking about habits in my business and being able to nurture our bodies with very simple strategies. So what we are going to cover today, sorry, I'm just going to make sure that the slide will move on to the next. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. So what you are going to expect in this webinar is we are going to talk about how to form habits that last, which natural solutions are going to help maintain those good habits and actually add to your health. And I'm going to give you a proven step-by-step process for achieving your health goals. Ultimately, what I really want you to be able to achieve is to be able to improve your physical energy, your mental clarity, and your focus. So a little bit more about Aromas and Avocados, my business. I've actually been in the industry now for over 10 years, and I initially started at a weight loss center, and then I evolved into starting my own business, and then that evolved into what is now Aromas and Avocados, where I combine holistic lifestyle, nutrition, and essential oil coaching for ambitious, purpose-driven leaders like you, so you have the energy to live the life you envision. What I love being able to do is talk about toxic-free living, eating, and thinking so that we can't compartmentalize health. We can't say we're just going to work on our nutrition and not worry about the mindset aspect. So what I love being able to do is really bring the whole picture together. I am trained in holistic nutrition, and then when I started my own business, and for a lot of my own personal reasons, I started using essential oils, and then that's why I've combined the two together to be able to help my clients see massive success and results with such simple strategies. Okay, so I'm just now going to, just because I want to make sure that you guys can see the full picture, I'm actually going to stop my video and I'll come back here on the video afterwards. I'm going to jump into the topic. Okay, so the problem we see too often currently with our health or diet programs is that they are solely result-based, meaning they require you to make extreme sacrifices, hardcore and restrictive protocols to get you to your desired result. But what ends up happening is you absolutely hate the process to get you there, so you give up after a few days or even one day of trying it, or you do end up getting to your goal, but you can't sustain it because it was the whole process to get you there was so unenjoyable. You can't fathom continuing to live your life that way. So what ends up happening is we just feel like failures. And then also what happens is that rebound effect of doing something really healthy and then jumping off the bandwagon can really wreak havoc on our metabolism. But after all my years of experience, both personally and professionally, what I know to be true is that we need to reduce the overwhelm, the confusion, and these extreme behaviors, and instead focus on small changes that have significant impact. Now, small changes may seem superficial at first, but they will compound into remarkable and sustainable results. I truly believe the foundation of good health is in the daily habits. Sorry, my PowerPoint seems to be pretty slow here. So what is a habit? Well, Webster's dictionary, they define it as a settled, regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. And I think we could all agree that we have maybe a short list, maybe a long list of a few bad habits that we would love to give up, but it's really, really hard. But the good thing is that there's a way to do it. There's a way to be able to break old habits and develop good habits. And what I'm going to offer you today is going to give you a very easy an easy to understand and easy to apply strategy so that you can start replacing some of those bad habits with the good ones that actually honor your health goals. Changing one small habit at a time may seem trivial, but statistically speaking, if you improve by even just 1% each day for 1 year, you'll actually end up 37% better. Conversely, if you were to get worse by 1%, you'll actually decline down to 0. So ultimately, putting your attention into even just one habit at a time, you will over time grow and evolve into your desired result. But if we understand that a bad habit is really hard to give up once it's developed, we can use that same concept for the good habits. So if we work hard and really focus on developing one good habit at a time, once they are set in place, they're going to be really hard to give up too. Now, I want you to start thinking, maybe some of you have already heard of the Chinese bamboo tree analogy. It's such a good way to think about when we're talking about our own habits and trying to develop growth and good changes. We put so much pressure on ourselves to make a huge change in a really short period of time. And oftentimes, we make changes just for the sake of being recognized by others. But if people aren't noticing what we're doing, let alone we ourselves barely see the difference off of small changes, it's really easy to just throw in that towel. But let's compare that process of building small habits to the growth of the Chinese bamboo tree. Did you know? Well, okay, so when you think of a bamboo tree, let me explain this first. When you think of a bamboo tree, it takes a lot of nurturing for a bamboo tree to grow. It takes a lot of watering, fertile soil, a lot of sunshine, but in the first year, we see absolutely no visible signs of activity. Actually, in the second year, you still see nothing. And guess what? The third and the fourth year, nothing. Our patience is obviously tested, and we can begin to wonder if our efforts, so all of that caring and nurturing, will ever be rewarded. And finally, in the fifth year, the Chinese bamboo tree grows above ground and actually grows up to 80 feet in just 6 weeks. And think of how strong a bamboo tree is. It's very durable. But the reason why it's so strong is because all of that work that happened underneath the surface developed a really, really strong root system, a really strong foundation. But our impatience and need for immediate gratification makes this concept really challenging to accept. We'll make a few small changes, we don't see the results, so we stop. But our habits, they need to exist long enough to break through that plateau, to be able to break through the surface so that we can ourselves grow into a really strong person also. Your success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformation. So remember that. It's the patience is key. Now, when we talk about forming habits that last, so that you have more energy and overall better health, I'm going to talk about these 3 concepts. So how you set your goals, I'm going to talk about belief and mindset, and I'm also going to talk about taking action. So let's get started with setting goals. The problem with goal setting now, as we see it, is that, well, really just how we set them and the feelings we have around that goal being achieved. We often set it based solely on the result. We're so determined to get to that end goal, we don't care how we're going to do it, we're just focused on the result. Versus including, now when we set our goals, we can also include how we feel about the process and how we get there. For example, we set the goal to lose weight, and we often tell ourselves we are not going to be happy until we get there. We use punishing methods like eating restrictively and the no pain, no gain concept in the gym, as opposed to setting that goal to lose weight and also absolutely loving the journey to get us there. Remember, you don't have to wait until you reach your goal to give yourself permission to enjoy the process. Knowing that, simply just knowing that you can enjoy your journey, will actually make creating new habits so much easier and more motivating. In fact, this is one concept that right now you could start thinking about an area in your life that you have seemingly failed at numerous times in the past. Every time you went about it, start thinking about, well, how did you go about setting that goal? How did you go about the process? Did you actually enjoy what you were doing? And remember too that sometimes the process in getting us there will make us feel a little bit uncomfortable at times, because when we get out of our comfort zone, that's where growth happens. But it doesn't have to be painful. We don't need to resent that process. So set the goal with a good intention. The next thing is belief and mindset. So once you have once you have set your goal, the next step is having this habit. So whatever goal you want to get to, the habit that you're going to have to implement to get you there, you want those habits to become a part of your identity. So you need to shift your belief behind the behavior around that habit. We can think ourselves out of anything. And when you have set your goal and determined what habit you need to start first, I want you to start asking yourself what you would be like if you achieved your goal, and identify with that person. So for example, let's say you really want to start drinking some more water. The goal isn't to just drink lots of water. The goal is to become someone who prioritizes their health and subconsciously just drinks the water. Or what if you want to wake up earlier? Start changing the story you have around waking up. Stop telling yourself that you aren't a morning person. Stop telling yourself that if you wake up earlier, you're going to be super tired all day, and you immediately go into all of the negative things that could potentially happen. Change the belief, change the mindset around that new habit that you want to get to. You want to make sure that you use affirmations or some type of strategy that is going to continuously interrupt those negative thought patterns. I love the concept of using affirmations. In fact, I have sticky notes all around my house in areas that I am frequently looking at, like on my mirror in my bathroom, or right next to my laptop, or on the door just before I'm leaving the house. I have little affirmations for different things that I'm working on, and you could change them as often as you like, and you might need to change them until you find one that really resonates with you. It's important that you do find an affirmation that a part of you does believe. So use something like, I constantly examine my habits and change those that no longer serve me. Becoming the best version of yourself does require you to continuously edit your beliefs. So as you implement more habits, you might have to come back to that belief system of how you're truly feeling with it and your mindset around these new habits, and if they feel like they're in alignment with what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is taking action. We can't manifest ourselves to being healthy. That is so important. Manifestation and whether you use visualization or meditation or some type of, like I said, affirmations, something that works on the mindset is super important. That is so fundamental to the success of you achieving your goals. But we then need to take action. We need to actually create and act out that new habit. But as many of us have had experience with implementing something new, is that the novelty usually lasts about a week or so. And then once something interrupts our routine, we don't want to come back to that habit. So how do we get over that plateau? The first thing you want to do is you want to pick something that is so easy that success in achieving it is pretty much guaranteed. Your first goal, and this is actually what I want you guys to do right after you hop off this webinar, is I want you to choose one thing that you know very well you can start implementing every single day for the next 2 weeks. Every single day. Now, this one habit may not propel you forward and create significant results, but what it will do is it's going to affirm that you can make changes. This will build that confidence muscle in you wanting to build the next habit. It's actually going to create that compound effect so that when you go to make the next habit change, you feel more confident and more positive about it because you've done something already to prove to yourself that you can. But don't worry about the results until you've mastered the art of showing up. So this is going to be a really good test for yourself for the next 2 weeks of honoring yourself, honoring your goals, and picking that habit that you know you can commit to every day. The next thing is we want to make sure that your lifestyle and environment is actually conducive to implementing the new habit. So what are some of the things that you are doing right now that interfere with your goal? For example, if your goal is to wake up earlier, what time are you going to bed? Don't just set your alarm earlier, work backwards. So your first goal might be to go to bed earlier instead of actually waking up earlier. Or let's say you're trying to avoid going through the drive-thru every single morning. Don't just stop going. It's not about willpower, guys. It's about actually understanding the process of how we need to change our old habits and develop new habits. When you look at people in your life right now and you're like, man, that person has a lot of willpower. Actually, they probably just developed those habits earlier than you did. They nurtured it at a different time in their life than you did. But you get the choice right now to do the same. So let's go back to that concept. Let's say that you really want to stop going to the drive-thru in the mornings. Well, what do you need to do to make that easier? In your calendar, I want you to actually plan a time to make a snack or a meal that's going to replace the thing that you typically purchase through from the drive-thru. So you are making that action step, and that's conducive to you actually avoiding the drive-thru. And you putting it in your calendar is actually going to make you way more likely to do it. So put it in the calendar to make the snack. Or let's say you want to be on your phone less. I think this is one that a lot of us can relate to. What can we do to be off our phone? Well, some of the strategies I use is I mute all of my notifications, and I often put my phone upside down so that I don't even see the light flashing. Sometimes I even remove it out of the room if I'm working on a really important task. And I definitely don't bring it to the bedroom with me because that was a really bad habit I had in the past that I needed to get out of. So what do you need to do to be off your phone? Maybe you need to do all of these things until you've mastered the habit around not looking at your phone. So try it, give it a try, see how you feel. Maybe that will be the goal for the next 2 weeks, something that you know you can do. Mute the notifications. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is consistency over perfection, and this is something that was so profound. Once I really understood this concept, this was truly profound in my healing process, and I'll give you a story around this. So in 2015, for those of you that don't know me well or that don't know my background story, I was in a motorbike accident and I was quite injured. Now, prior to this accident, I was really active. My form of exercise was going to Orange Theory for an hour a few times a week or running 10 kilometers at a time. I was really, like the idea of exercise to me prior to this accident was all about complete exhaustion. But what happened is that when I got injured, for almost a year and a half afterwards, I could barely do any type of exercise. And then finally, when I started working out with my kinesiologist, she gave me a plan that just, in my mind, seemed so trivial and so pathetic and so boring that I didn't want to do it. And finally, she said to me, and I don't know why or how she said it, that just clicked for me. She said, You know what, Ardell? You can go to the gym for an hour a couple times a week. But you know what's going to be more effective is if you were to do even just 15 minutes every single day. And that completely changed my mindset around exercise. So I committed to it. I started doing about 10 to 15 minutes of exercise every day. I knew that that time frame I could also implement it here and there. And you know what happened? I actually started to feel my muscles get stronger. And I started to, because I started to feel better with that, I slowly started to increase my exercise a little bit. But I changed it to be in the concept of whatever exercise I do it from a feeling of love. I want to love my body. I don't want to punish my body. This is often where I see so many people struggle with their health goals. From so many years of experience with working with people, I would say that the biggest issue, especially in the discovery calls I have with them prior to them actually booking with me, is, I hear this so many times, guys, I don't want to get started yet because I have a lot on my calendar over the next couple weeks, so maybe I'll start after this. And I get it, but here's the thing. The way that I teach is so that you can implement these strategies no matter your schedule, because I do not want you to develop this all or nothing attitude. That 100% on, 100% off dieting yo-yo concept. What I want you to embrace is that you can do this anytime. You can pick the things that feel so good to you. And the other thing is that when you get started with your health goals, now I said that in the beginning that like it's one of the first steps, I said pick something that's so easy you know you can do it every single day. Please know that I'm also very understanding of the fact that we are human and we are not meant to be perfect. Hands up if you're a recovering perfectionist. Now that's me, for sure. So I don't want you to totally beat yourself up if you missed a day here and there, because overall, if you miss a day here and there, that's okay. A single decision is easy to remiss, but the accumulation of many missteps is what leads to a problem and toxic results. So that's the thing, like be as consistent as possible, but know that there's a little bit of forgiveness in this. This is your plan, this is your program. You're allowed to just take it, to do these steps with love. Now, I'm getting a lot of messages here. I'm just going to pause for a second because I'm afraid that what if it's something to do with the tech? Okay, no, these are all good. Okay, yes. Love, 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 love this. Okay. I'm going to come back to these after. Carla, you just said that you can't relate to, you can totally relate to this, wanting to do everything perfectly and completely rather than slowly and consistently, right? It's so true, especially if we consider and we think about that bamboo plant, that it took so many years, 5 years of what we would all perceive as nothing, no significant change, but then all of a sudden it shot up above the surface. Everything that it worked so hard on for those 5 years created one of the strongest, most durable plants. And we can really relate to that. We can treat ourselves the exact same way. So I'm just going to recap here because we talked a little, about a lot of stuff. So in order to create habits that last, before you even go about doing them, I want you to set the goals with good intentions. The next thing is to create a positive belief and mindset, to create a new story around that habit. And then lastly, take action. By picking something that's so easy, success is pretty much guaranteed. The next thing, making sure that your lifestyle and environment is conducive to implementing the new habit. And lastly, embrace the concept that consistency over perfection is so much more powerful. So the next topic of this webinar is how to implement, we're here. How to implement essential oils into your routine to help implement those new habits, and actually improve your health all at the same time. Now, I don't know how many of you that are watching this webinar have used essential oils. I think there's going to be a fair amount of you that have, but for those of you who are brand new to it, I'm going to explain to you why I have chosen essential oils as part of my wellness plan and why I encourage a lot of my clients to do the same as well. Because a lot of us are in a state of complete exhaustion or overwhelm, that the mere thought of making one change feels super daunting. Can you relate? So in addition to changing our mindset, which as I mentioned just before, one of the most fundamental steps to executing new habits, we can also use natural and effective products to actually boost our motivation and improve our commitment to being consistent. And this is how. By inhaling essential oils, they stimulate the olfactory system, and that's the part of the brain that's connected to smell. It also includes the nose and the brain. And as the molecules reach the brain, they affect the limbic system, which is linked to our emotions, our heart rate, our blood pressure, our breathing, our memory, stress, and hormone balance. Smell is actually one of the strongest, it is the strongest of all of our senses when it comes to both memory and mood. And understanding what actually causes us to maintain our bad habits will help us understand the connection of smelling an oil to being able to interrupt the negative thought patterns and allowing for easier implementation of the new habits. So let me explain this further. Our current habits are initiated by a cue. Learning what these cues are will allow you to use the essential oils to interrupt them so you can change direction. For example, let's say you guys are at work and a coworker said something that triggers you. Let's call him Doug. Doug says something that really ticks you off. Your reaction is to dwell on those negative emotions, completely throwing your day off. When you get home, your partner asks you how your day was, and you immediately go into how Doug totally dugged you again and completely undermines you in front of your boss. And as you explain this situation in great detail, you feel your system starting to get revved up again, and you're triggered once again. So you mindlessly, let's say you pour yourself a glass of wine, or you open up the cupboard and you start munching on whatever is in front of you. The reason for this is because when it comes to a cue and then a trigger, our brain wants to immediately minimize it with something satisfying. We want to mitigate that stress as quickly as possible. Now, what if we were to trace, and that's actually why we look to things like alcohol and sugar and drugs for a lot of people too. The reason why we do that is because those resources they work really, really quickly and effectively for some people. But with abuse or using it too often, what's happening is we're actually creating a very negative impact in the body. Now, what if we were to trace back to that initial trigger? So instead, once Doug said that, you go back to your desk, you notice the anger and frustration. Now, it's really important you still recognize these feelings and emotions because you don't want to just harbor that. I'm not telling you to just pretend you don't feel anything other than happiness. That's not the point here. You still want to recognize those emotions and honor them. But instead, you pull out your frankincense oil, which can reduce feelings of anxiousness, and you pull out your lemon oil, which can actually reduce feelings of anger and promote happiness and an uplifting attitude. You put a drop of each in the palm of your hand, you cup over your mouth, and you breathe in those aromas. Coming back to your breath. You've just given your body an immediate gratification by relaxing your nervous system in a healthy way. That's how powerful essential oils can be in creating your new healthy habits. So what if right now your energy is so low that you're surviving off of 6 cups of coffee and you so badly want to start exercising? Let's say that's one of your goals, but the mere thought of getting to the gym makes you want to take a nap. But what if you were to start using essential oils and supplements, something completely natural and pure and effective? Now, I'm just going to pause here and explain to you how important it is to find the purest essential oils and the most best quality supplements. 98% of the products on the market, essential oils on the market, have been adulterated in some way. So they've been added, they've had artificial ingredients added to it, they've been topped up with synthetically created essential oils. Now, if you were to use that on the body for long periods of time, that can actually create a very negative response and do the exact opposite of what you would want those essential oils to do. So it is critical, very, very important that you find a brand that is of the purest quality. And that is why I have consciously chosen to partner with doTERRA Essential Oils, because they are of the purest oils on the market. So if you are really wanting to use essential oils, now just think about that. What if you were to start using these products into your daily routine to help increase your energy so you can actually get to the gym? Or use them to help mitigate the stress that you are feeling so that you can have a good quality sleep? Or you implement them to help with support your liver so that when the liver is functioning better, your overall health is better. Using the purest essential oils and non-synthetic supplements can actually support your liver. It can support your mood, your mental health, and so on, so that your body functions optimally and allows you to transition into a healthy lifestyle more easily. It's really important here, though, that you understand I'm not saying use oils, take supplements, and call it a day. I'm saying that they can be the catalyst in helping you implement the habits that contribute to the best version of you. All right, so now at this point, I hope you are feeling super excited. I hope that that excitement is starting to bubble up for you to make the first change. Like I said, I want you to find the first thing that you know you can do for the next 2 weeks. And if you guys have something in your mind right now, I'd love for you to drop it into the chat box so that you can share with others as well too. I'd love to see what some of the goals are that you know so confidently you can do right now. And to sign up for this webinar, I asked you to answer what one area of your health, at least one area of your health, you wanted to improve upon right away. Many of you said energy, help manage stress. A few said improve digestion. And here's the thing, no matter your goal, even if it's not health related, the information I gave you today can help you take the first step in accomplishing any of those goals. But I really want you to ensure that you are continuing to build habits, one small habit after another. That's when compounded, it's going to propel you forward. And with over 10 years of working with hundreds of clients, I know that uncomplicating the process, reducing the overwhelm, and implementing small but very effective changes works. I also know the importance of accountability. And that's why I have created a Daily Healthy Habits group program. It's broken down into 4 weeks of very simple yet extremely effective habits. I educate on the fundamentals of a healthy lifestyle. So again, relate back to that bamboo. All of that root system that it developed before it shot up above the surface, that is the intention behind a Daily Healthy Habits group program, is to give you guys that foundational program, the foundational steps of a healthy lifestyle. Habits that you can do anytime, anywhere, no matter your schedule, no matter the holidays that come up, the birthdays, the stress at work. These are going to be so simple that you can implement them anytime. It's going to set you up with that strong platform that's going to support you as you continue to explore your wellness journey. And the next round that I am doing, I've now done it 4 times. So, the next round that I'm doing, it starts Monday, October 21st. Quite a few messages again. I should come back that. Okay, so me too. Ooh. Carla says she loves her essential oils. They help her with her sleep, concentration, pain, and relaxation. Stephanie was asking what essential oils I recommend. I am going to go into more detail of specifically which essential oils for energy, Stephanie, but I'm also going to talk about, and I've already shared the specific brand. Amin's going to spend more time with playing his, the goal of reaching for the next 2 weeks and increase his joy. That is a beautiful goal. I absolutely love that. Carla, tried and true challenge is increasing water intake even to a healthy level. I get it. I really don't like the taste of water. We'll be adding lemon or orange oil to help me get past this. I know I can do this by putting water and oil in a carafe with ice. Yes, that's such a good idea. I love that, Carla. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your goal for the next 2 weeks. And Stephanie, I'm going to actually answer your question right here on what essential oils actually help improve energy. So overall, though, this entire 4-week program is going to improve your energy, it's going to help you manage stress, and it's going to help improve digestion, reduce brain fog, improve mood, and balance hormones. Now, these might be small incremental changes over the 4 weeks, but again, as we learned, that is going to compound into incredible results later on in the future for you. And some of the habits that we're going to focus on are sleep routines. We're going to talk about stress management techniques, so things like meditation, breathing, mindfulness, gratitude journaling. I think it's really important to have options because it isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. Hydration, as Carla shared, it's something that is really like it's a no-brainer. We all know we should be drinking water, but guys, guess what? This is probably one of the biggest areas that most of my clients struggle with. It's so important though, so we're going to spend lots of time on how to get water into the body. Daily movement, I want you guys to make it feel like you were excited, you were pumped and ready to do 10-15 minutes of exercise at first, whatever feels good to you, but feeling really good about it and not having that extremely painful experience during the process. I'm also going to talk about quick and easy meal prep because all of these things are going to contribute to the things that we want to achieve, like managing stress, energy, digestion, and so on. And I want to make sure too that you know that throughout this process, I want to respect your autonomy. So as you create your wellness habits, I'm still going to give advice. I'm going to have a specific topic for each week, but I'm going to encourage you to choose the goal that feels the best to you. And together in this group, we're going to be cheering each other on along the way. Now, what's included in this 4-week program? Education. That's so important. There's going to be weekly videos. So one week at a time, we're going to pick one goal. I'm going to talk about each goal and why it's important. And if it feels good for you to implement that week, great. If you don't want to focus it on that week, that is okay too. You can always come back to that when you're ready. But I'm going to talk about education or talk about the goals and why you want to implement them and give you strategies on how to actually do it. And with each video, there's also going to be a PDF that goes along with it to keep you accountable and help you keep track of the positive results you are experiencing. You're also going to get group support. So as soon as you are a part of this program, you are actually going to be you're going to join the private Facebook group where that's where I'll be sharing all of the videos. I'm also going to go live once a week to answer all of the Q's and A's because I really do want to customize this as much as possible to each individual. And so that gives you an opportunity that if you were struggling with something specifically, you can just pop that question into the group and I'll be able to share an answer. Now, if you can't attend that Facebook Live, that's totally fine. It's going to be recorded, so you can always watch it later, pop your questions, I'll get notified, and I can answer them then. Or you can just send the questions prior to it. Really, that's the beautiful thing about Facebook is that you could pop in there whenever you need a little boost of excitement or motivation. And that group support, the accountability factor, guys, I can't express just how important that is to keep you moving along your goals. You're also going to get all of the natural products, the whole food supplements and the pure essential oils, and I'm going to go into that in more detail. You're going to get everything you need to help improve the success of your habits for the entire 4 weeks and then some. And then bonuses, recipe booklets, I'm a big fan of super simple, easy recipes, so I'm going to give you tons of resources for that as well. And each person that joins with me is going to get a 60-minute wellness consult. The reason why I'm offering this is because, like I said, I really do want to respect the fact that everybody is biochemically unique and that this isn't a one-size-fits-all program. So while we are implementing the same strategies, in a sense, the same concepts as to what we talked about in this webinar, we can tailor some of the goals and the habits to your individual needs. And that's what I want to help you do within that 60-minute consult. Now, the entire kit that you are going to get for the Daily Healthy Habits is everything you see here on this screen. You're going to get 11 extremely effective pure products. So first, starting with the Lifelong Vitality Pack. That is the 3 supplements in the middle there, the XE Omega, the Microplex, and then the Alpha CRS. Those are the foundational supplement programs that doTERRA has, and it's our #1 selling product. It's packed with bioavailable food nutrients. So right now you guys might be thinking like, oh man, I just don't know if supplements are really necessary, if they're needed. Here's the thing. Our food is coming from a distance. Not to mention the fact that, as I already shared with you guys, I completely understand and relate to the fact that we are all so overwhelmed, where a lot of us are very stressed, that our bodies could really use some support with that, making sure that our overall body is functioning better so that when we implement those changes, it doesn't feel so difficult. The thing, though, is that you're right to be skeptic. You're right to question of whether you should be using supplements, and the reason for this is because there are a ton of crap products on the market. You want to make sure that the supplements you choose are bioavailable, so they are of real nutrients, so food-based, versus something created synthetically in the laboratory. Now, when you hear of people, I'm sure you've heard the term, I don't want to take supplements because it's going to create expensive urine. That's true. If your products aren't of good value, of good product, yes, you're right. Your body's just going to filter that out. But if it is made with bioavailable ingredients, your body will absorb it and you'll actually experience more energy and so on from taking them. So these 3 products, you're going to get an omega, you're going to get antioxidants that are going to help with the aging process and protect your aging cells. You're also going to get phytonutrients, vitamins, minerals, all delivered in a balanced and absorbable way. The next product is Terrazyme. This is an incredibly powerful blend of 10 active whole food enzymes. So as I already said, our food is coming from a distance. And so it doesn't have, like the soil is depleted in nutrients. The food in general is just not as nutrient dense as it once was. And then also, because our bodies are so overwhelmed and stressed and we're exposed to so many toxins, our body does create its own enzymes. However, because of all of the stress and the factors that we face on a daily basis, our ability to produce the right amount of enzymes depletes. So taking a Terrazyme or a digestive enzyme can help you absorb your food, digest it, absorb it, and eliminate it properly. So again, what you're eating is going towards what it's supposed to go to, and you'll start to feel more energy. There's a really, really good video circulating. You guys could even look it up on YouTube after this. You can just type in Terrazyme oatmeal experiment. And so what it is there's 2 bowls of oatmeal. One is left alone. The other one, they open the capsule of the Terrazyme and they drop it into the oatmeal. And they leave it for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the one without the Terrazyme is just basically a hard clump. The one that has the Terrazyme is nearly liquid. And that just goes to show just how powerful these are in breaking our foods down. The next is a deep blue rub. So that's like our sore muscle rub, really effective, especially if we're going to be implementing daily movement. If that's an area that's brand new to you, you're most likely going to be working muscles that haven't been worked out in a while. And we want to ensure that you are nurturing and loving your body the whole way through. So using some deep blue rub is actually going to help reduce the inflammation, help you recover faster so that you feel less achy, less sore. Now remember, I said the intention of exercising is to love our bodies, not to punish it, but But I can't promise you that if you're working out muscles, you're not going to feel a bit sore. So you can use Deep Blue Rub in these moments. You can also use it if you end up feeling a little tense or sore throughout the day, or if you experience a lot of tension pain like I do myself. Deep Blue Rub is a very, very effective product. The next one is the PB Assist Probiotic. This is a really unique double layer capsule of prebiotic fiber and 6 strains of probiotics to deliver 6 billion CFUs. That's the good bacteria that we want in our body. Now, if we were to compare it to a majority of them out on the market, unfortunately, a lot of probiotics, if you've ever related to this, you've taken them, on the label it says it's a super, super high amount. So let's say, like, I've seen some on the market for like 30 billion CFUs, even more than that. When you take it, what happens often is it causes for extreme bloat. And the reason for that is because a lot of these probiotics, they can't actually withstand the stomach acid. So it gets broken down in the stomach, causing for extreme bloat and discomfort. Not to mention the fact that that product that you went to take, that you spent money on, a majority of it isn't even being absorbed and utilized. Where if you use these ones here, they have a double-walled capsule so that it can withstand the stomach acid and be delivered into the intestines where we need it. The next thing are and just on that note, if you've heard that our gut is the second brain, when we fuel our gut with the proper probiotics, you are actually going to experience more energy, better digestion, and overall a better mental health and less brain fog. The next are the 5 extremely simple to use and super effective pure essential oils, some of our most popular products in doTERRA. So these have been specifically chosen for this kit because they offer solutions to so many areas, both for your body, for the health of your body and the different body systems, but also for many areas in the home too. And I want to educate you how you can actually expand your use of knowledge in essential oils beyond just for yourself and how you can incorporate them into the home environment. So Balance Blend is one of my favorite essential oils to use in the morning during my meditation. You can either put a dab onto your pulse points, bottoms of your feet. You can breathe this in simply by putting a drop in your palm or on your chest. It's going to help you feel grounded and relaxed. The next one is lemon. Lemon is a cleansing powerhouse. I love adding it to my water in the morning to help support my liver. If my liver is functioning better, it's going to help break down food properly. It's going to support the digestion. It's also going to support our hormone health as well too. The liver is it does so many things in the body, guys, that you really want to start there when it comes to your overall health. You can also use lemon to uplift the mood, as I mentioned before. You can use it in cleaning products and purify the air. The next one is frankincense. Frankincense is the king of oils. It's one of the most studied and researched essential oils out there. Same with lavender. Actually, lavender and copaiba and frankincense are the most researched essential oils. The reason for this is because frankincense can actually help promote healthy cell growth internally. It can target almost every single body system simply by putting drops on the bottoms of your feet. You can put a drop underneath your tongue if you want to use it internally. You can also apply it topically on your skin for overall skin health. It's so good for minimizing dull spots, any aging spots. I love frankincense in my skincare routine. But it's also so grounding. It comes from any of our tree oils, like frankincense, is very grounding and keeps us really rooted and helps with minimizing any stress and anxiety. Same with lavender. It's a calming clean. It's really effective in helping us sleep better and relax. It's also a great deodorizer, and you can also apply it topically to minimize any inflammation in the skin and redness as well too. Lastly, we have On Guard, and this is the immune system supporter. So On Guard is really, this is like your daily defense to help you feel equipped for whatever life throws at you. Now, if you are somebody that gets run down quite easily, especially through the season that we are entering, so, the holiday season, dare I say that, into the Christmas season, If you are somebody that gets sick often, On Guard is going to be your best friend because it can support your immune health. But what's really cool is that you can use it on the bottoms of your feet for your own health, but you can also diffuse it in the household so that everybody benefits from it. This is our main ingredient of all of our cleaning products. Just so you know, doTERRA has an entire catalog of other products too. It's not just essential oils and supplements. They have tons of stuff. I'll go into that in a minute. But On Guard is really good for your own immune system. It's also really good to clean the house. You can mix it with vinegar, water. Again, these are all things that I'm going to share with you as I take you through this program. So between these 11 products, you have just offered your body a ton of different solutions to support you as you implement new habits on a regular basis. I just want to pause here for a second. I saw that there was a chat box, and also to give you guys an opportunity to read what some of the other people have said as well too. Carla says, frankincense, lavender are my favorites for too many reasons to list. I agree. Yeah, when in doubt, grab your Frank out. So Natasha, she joined us a couple rounds ago, and also too, just on this note, once you are a part of this program, you actually get to be a part of it for life. I want to ensure that you, maybe the first round, you have a couple goals that you really want to accomplish, but you want to explore that further in the next round. Once you're in the group, you get to stay. So all of these participants, they get to stay with us for the October 21st as well. But Natasha joined us because she wanted to learn to incorporate essential oils into her daily life and to also transition into a greener, cleaner home. She was able to and mainly struggle with lack of structure and routine as a roadblock to achieving the healthy lifestyle I want. I get it, but you know what? That's because most of us complicate it, and I want to help you simplify that process. This group helped her give her the tips for daily routines, ideas for meal planning, oil use, and supplements while not being restrictive, and that speaks volumes to me. My #1 goal is to make you guys feel free with your wellness plan and feel in control of it. That's your plan. It's not me to tell you exactly what to do. I want you to feel very independent and confident as you create your own wellness plan. And she was able to keep on building and learning after the 4-week program was complete. Pamela loved it. She particularly loved the fact that if she didn't have time to watch or read something right away, she could catch up later. That's really important to me. I know that everybody is super busy, so I really want you to be able to just pop in when you feel comfortable and when you feel excited to do so. So how your journey in starting with this Daily Healthy Habits program is going to look, it's going to look like this. You're first going to get started with a membership, and I'm actually going to recommend to get started with the US membership right now. And I know a lot of you are Canadian, but hear me out. This is why I'm going to recommend the US member. I'll explain in a second why I'm going to recommend that. But when you get the membership, you are actually going to have all of doTERRA's products, the entire catalog, and this includes cleaning products, the On Guard cleaning products. It's going to include any of our non-toxic skincare line, the shampoo and the conditioner, more supplements, and every single essential oil we have. You are going to get everything at 25% off. You also will have the option of earning loyalty reward points to earn even more points towards free products, and I can explain that later. But for now, I just want you to see the benefit of having a membership, for the fact that as you learn to continue to use essential oils and as you continue to implement more habits for your wellness plan, you can continue to convert the home into a greener environment. You can also continue to learn how to use other oils for different concerns and different habits. And you get me as your personal wellness advocate. I'm not just going to be with you for the next 4 weeks. I'm going to be with you in your journey, your entire journey. So we can do this together. We can build this together. The annual fee of the membership, it will renew in a year for $30, but doTERRA actually sends you a free bottle of peppermint, so it's it's basically free, and that's pretty awesome. Peppermint's a really, really popular oil, great for digestion, very uplifting. So That's what you get for the membership. You are also going to get tons of access to more education through me. I have a blog. I'm working on a membership site. I send out a link for an app that all of my customers get so that they can just quickly, by the touch of a button on their mobile phone, be able to look up different recipes for essential oils. So the Daily Healthy Habits Kit, the reason why I'm going to recommend to grab the US membership, and once you have the US membership, just so you know, at any point after your first order, you can order from Canada and pay Canadian dollars. You can actually order from either or. But the reason I'm going to recommend is to start with the US one is because I'm going to encourage you to grab the Daily Healthy Habits Kit from the US warehouse, because that kit has more products than Canada. The Canadian kit does not include the probiotics because it takes a while for products to be approved by Health Canada, just so you guys know, and it hasn't quite gone through that process. So I'm going to recommend to grab the kit from the US so that you get the probiotics, because it is extremely beneficial to your overall health. This normally retails for $246, but when you grab that membership, you're actually going to get it for $196. That's pretty big savings. And also, for the cost of it, you're going to get all of the coaching, all of the education, the handouts, the recipe booklets, everything included. And if you order before the end of the weekend, you're also going to receive a little freebie from me, a couple freebies, the My Essential Oil Usage Guide, which is a little booklet for more additional support, as well as a roller bottle recipe booklet, just to support you and get fun and creative with some of the oils that you'll have on hand. Just gonna pause here for a second. Emma says, makes me so much more accountable being in a great group like this. I totally agree. I love being able to celebrate each other's successes and be able to also share our struggles too. Like we're human. We're going to have some moments where we need to share and get some support from each other. So that's really, really effective, that when we can do that and relate to others in the group that might be experiencing the same struggles. So if you want to order your kit before October 21st so that you have everything you need to get started. And I'll send you a link immediately after this webinar with the exact steps on how to order the kit. However, if you read it, you get a little confused, you get a little stuck, don't worry, reach out to me. You can email me and I'll help you get started. Once you order, as soon as you purchase, I'm going to get notified, and so I'm going to actually send you a welcome email with a link to the private Facebook group, and then prior to the program starting, you will get an email teaching you how to use everything in your kit, plus a link to the book, book that free Getting Started consult so that we can sit down and customize some of the suggestions to what your health concerns are. Here are a few other things what some of the past participants have said. Amanda wanted to join because she was interested in the supplements and making some dietary changes. Her main health concerns are about increasing energy and activity level, and the group was helpful for new tips and strategies in all these areas. I've been able to maintain a regular routine with lemon water and supplements, and it's been a great start to new habits and patterns. And can I just say that Amanda is actually on a path of total wellness and healing, and she is just doing incredible. I think she has a retreat in Mexico coming up. Like, she is really honoring what her body needs, and I am so grateful to have had her a part of that program. Carolyn, she joined to focus on her health and learn more about essential oils and nutrition. She gained so much information from the amazingly knowledgeable and helpful women in this group and appreciated the quick responses and real-life advice. Yes, we are struggling too. We apply these same concepts. I apply everything that I'm teaching you into my life, and I can share with you exactly what it is that I was going through too. She's tried several diets before and always felt restricted in what she could or couldn't eat. But now she's looking at it from a different perspective and will continue to make positive changes to my daily routine and eat food and enjoy without feeling guilty. That right there summed up the fact that she's looking at it from a different perspective and honoring what her body really needs, and embracing intuitive health and intuitive eating. That gives me all the joy, guys. Like that is the reason why I started Aromas and Avocados, was to prove to people that you don't need to join a really, really complicated, extremely restrictive and self-loathing program to be able to achieve true health. Now, if you want to reach out to me because you might have some more questions, or maybe you just want to continue this relationship, I would love to hear from you. Feel free to text me or call me if you have specific questions related to ordering or even with your health. Message me. You can also email me at ardell@aromasandavocados.com. And join me also on my Facebook business page, Aromas and Avocados, and my Instagram page, because I share a ton of other additional support and advice and guidance and recipes, and it's kind of like, it's a really good outlet for me to just share in a very practical how I use the products and my daily healthy habits in real life moments. So join me on those two platforms so that we can continue building this relationship. But what I want to say, guys, is that it's good to have a health goal. But my intention with the Daily Healthy Habits Group program is to teach you a system that you love to get you to your goal. And more importantly, to teach you to maintain it so that you continuously edit your behaviors and design the life you dreamed of. Now, if you're thinking, I don't want to pigeonhole myself into a strict routine with boring habits, that's not what we are doing here. I want to help you implement habits that contribute to creating the best version of you, so that all those big, ambitious goals you have in your life are easier to attain because you actually have the energy and the health to achieve them. Making the fundamentals of life easier, so all of those little simple foundational steps frees up cognitive space and effort so that you can do more creative, exciting, fun things. And remember, it isn't just about achieving your goal, it's about who you become in the process, and it's about enjoying the journey. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to hop here over to the chat box to see if we have some more questions. And then I'm also, Carla says, I can't wait to restart my journey now that I am post-surgery and can get back into taking care of me. I completely relate. Post-surgery can be a really difficult time. You feel so out of your element. I am so happy, Carla, that you were taking care of your health and joining us for the next round of the Healthy Habits program. That excites me to no end. I'm actually going to pop over here on the video just to be more relatable here. I actually can't see if you guys can see me. Hopefully you can. I'm using a new platform for the webinar, but ultimately really what I want to leave you guys with is, if this feels right, if this feels aligned into how do you want to accomplish your health goals, I invite you to join us, because I want to explore this together, and I really want to prove to you that you're worth it and that you are able to implement very simple things in your life that is going to compound into very transformational and remarkable results. But if you have more questions, feel free, reach out to me. And if you aren't watching this live, you're watching the replay, no problem. Just email me afterwards for any questions. But I'll also be reaching out to all of you lovely people who joined me on this webinar just to share some more thoughts. And I would love, love, love if you guys actually shared with me the one habit that you are going to focus on for the next 2 weeks. And I really want to hear after those 2 weeks how you did and how you feel and all of the positive effects from that. I don't care what the goal was. I would love to hear. So if you guys have any more questions, keep jumping into the chat box. I think there's one more here. Oh, Carly, okay, you guys can see us. Great. I'll pause for a couple minutes, see if there's any more questions. But overall, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have the most beautiful day. And I am so looking forward to seeing you in the Daily Healthy Habits group program. Starts October 21st.